Good evening, everybody, and welcome into another edition of MNW Firing Line. I am your host, Jomo Joe, and joined with me as always is my co-host, Fei Jin. How's it going, Fei?
Oh boy, I've been babysitting a lot, and the kids got their hands on some of the wires, so if I'm coming in and out tonight, just as a heads up, that's the reason why.
I thought they were cats.
Okay. I didn't, I've been babysitting too. They're adorable. I'll send you a picture later.
Okay.
Yeah, they got their little mitts on the modem wiring. So if I pop out, it's okay though, because we're gonna make sure we bring you all the latest action in the multiverse.
For sure, like we said in the preview, the Burnout Bond Classics A block is reaching its second round. It's clearing its second round, going into their semifinal, as well as over on the Warzone side of things. Numerous contenders have been named, as well as some interesting developments in the I guess you could say the road to the Grand Slam between Rosso as well as the Janitor. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves on that front. How's about we go ahead and get on into the Flashbang side of things? And oh boy, Faye, Flashbang started off hot, mostly because we're just going to go right on ahead and get into our Flashbang promo of the week. How's about that?
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming in next, we have some words from 1/3 of the Grand Equation. Your Flashbang promo of the week is Lionel Matrix.
How long do I have to keep going in circles? How many times do I have to get booked in matches where I don't get to show my value? Where I don't get to show what I contribute? Don't get to speak my message? Nautia's message? Rabbit, when we started this group over a year ago, just you and me, we both had our selfish intentions. We knew this. I wanted to spread Nautia's will with your backing, and you, well, you don't even tell us your true intentions whenever me or Henry talk with you. But we're still behind you every step of the way because we trust you. Despite our own goals, we had a united goal of showing the multiverse what we are truly capable of. Getting gold around our waists and proving everyone wrong. But then, why has nothing changed? Just last week we had our opportunity for gold taken from us by a group who time and time again repeat how little they care about chasing gold. I spent months campaigning for your return as general manager, only to have all the credit stolen by a big idiot who felt slighted because he had to face the first hardship of his career. Then, you didn't ask us for advice for your Multivania match. You didn't even tell us who you were going to team with. And would you look at that? It was two wrestlers who tried everything in their power to stop us in the past. Or do you not remember that Nero allowed his temperamental bull to cripple Henry because he almost beat both of them on separate occasions? Did he apologize when you were training? Did Alexis Edmonton, who you praised so much, apologize for calling me a fake and a fraud and questioning Henry and I's friendship? Did you at least hand her an invitation to the group? Or did she once again talk about working alone as long as she doesn't need something out of someone? And let's not forget your dear friends, APS, who tried so hard to take me out. Silence, right? Won't surprise me if you hadn't even thought about that, considering everything that is on your plate now that you're general manager again. But if you have so much on your plate, Why are you not allowing us to solve your problems? Big guy attacking everyone and making demands send us out to ambush him and teach him not to jack with the roster. Victor calling you out and accusing you of trying to screw him? We'll show him what a real screw job looks like. All you have to do is give us something to do! No pointless, undeserved tournaments or showcase matches. No constant championship, contendership, whatever ship matches against teams that seem more focused on attacking every big bad evil looming in the sky than the titles in front of them. Championships will come naturally if we play our cards right, and those cards are telling us to follow our original purpose, to show the multiverse that Doom isn't the only group you shouldn't mess with. And in this past year, we've been messed with long enough. But then again, perhaps you really are using us as your pawns, and have no intention of allowing us to show our worth. In which case, something will have to change. And perhaps that someone is me. Up to you, General Manager.
Strong words are a bit of an understatement, Faye. This Leonella has been, also slighted is definitely underserving, like his constant growing issues. I mean that actually, it does bring up the question, why didn't Rabbit bring up Lionel and Henry Colt to help him get his job back as general manager?
It's very interesting that you asked that, actually, because he raises a good point, and it really is not helped by the fact that Lionel Matrix has been. It's like a lid that's been left on a pot to boil for way too long, and it doesn't really have anywhere to go at the moment.
For sure. But we will hopefully get to that sometime tomorrow during Flashbang. But until then, we got some matches to get into. Coming up first, ladies and gentlemen, is a singles match schedule for one fall. We have the Mad Pumpkin King himself, Magic, being led down to the ring by his partner, the Night Reaper Xerxes, as he's going up against Matt Baker, being led down to the ring by his boss, Mike Davis, the gentleman of APS. Magic just coming off of his attack from the Ghost in the week previously. Matt Baker, I believe that the Ghost also attacked Mike Davis, and I guess they're just trying to compare. This is some sort of training scenario or something.
APS likes to. They really want to make sure all the external factors are kind of ruled out. We saw that a little bit with Mike Davis, really honing in on investigating the matter of the shapeshifter, ruling out adjacent mercenaries like Jack the Questionable, getting involved in those matches, because it's really important that APS doesn't, try to take action against the wrong individual on the roster. And if you eliminate Doom from the equation, where, during the spooky month that October is, if Doom's right in front of them, that means they're probably not the ones behind the Ghost.
For sure. So far we've seen the Ghost mostly just attack former members of the Faces of the Four Horsemen, as well as Doom. And outside of Michael Macabre, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, he hasn't attacked Michael Macabre yet. He's only attacked Xerxes and Magic, which does kind of beg the question of who this Ghost is. Is he a former, is he some sort of former member of the Faces of Fear, in disguise, or is he just some new guy who may or may not have had an unhealthy obsession with the groups.
Well, there's quite a bit you could speculate on in regards to that, but again, we still don't know anything about the ghosts. We don't know where they came from. We don't even know if they're supernatural.
Yeah, because I mean, to be fair, he does kind of just appear from nowhere sometimes, but yeah, like, we don't really know terribly too much outside of his mission. Well, very cryptic mission, as well as his proclivity of attacking former horsemen and Doom. Oh God, freaking Matt Baker just planting magic onto the apron of the ring. Just sending him back on in. So also ABS has been actually on a really good stride match-wise as of late. It's been nice. And sending Matt Baker onto the outside. Hitting those ropes.
And here he comes.
Tope con hero. Actually, no, that was a tope suicida. My bad. Tope con hero is something much different.
God, it really is something else with magic. Literally just yeets himself across the ring. Oh, and there he goes.
And cross-faced chicken wing applied onto Baker. Baker's tapping out. And magic
just really shows you how deadly the chicken wing is.
Yeah, and it also shows how much Magic likes to continuously try to get into the head of his former opponents. I mean, he did it with Zaco Duo back at the C101. He's now doing it with El Pollo. So I guess you could kind of mean that El Pollo and the rest of AAA are kind of got like a special place in the hearts and minds of Doom.
Well, I mean, Magic did say himself, beating him with a roll-up is like going after his own heart. Which is a really funny way of wording that. I think you are right, though. It is his way of maybe messing with his former opponents. That is sort of his nature. Oh, Baker just cannot believe it. Jeez. Yeah, but you're dealing with a former Trios champion.
Yeah, and especially with arguably, some would say the... some would... I mean, he is the leader of Doom. Oh, going for that freaking... that moonsault with the into the double knees, getting set up in the corner. Got a march for death. All Hallows knee. 'Tis the season. Going for that cover. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, kicking out at 2 is Baker. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, essentially the leader of Doom. I mean, he's the one who does concoct all the just about all the plans, and I mean his run at the C101 alone. Ooh, trying to go for that second All Hallows knee, but Matt Baker just moves out of the way for. Sorry, just dodging out of the way. Oh, trying to go for that suplex. Magic has a bit of gets out of that maneuver himself. Ooh, God, big boot to the face. Going for that, going for the pin, using the ropes as leverage, and he gets the 3 count. Cheeky pin wins the match, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner of this contest, the Pumpkin King himself, Magic. It goes to show. Here's this guy.
Never mind.
Well,
no, not again.
Speak of the ghost, and he appears. Looks like he's
he's celebrating on the corner.
And Magic goes for the ghost as Xerxes is kind of taking a bet.
He's like, I need help. Nah, he's got it. Oh, no. Gingy, just gonna keep an eye out.
Magic Snapmare. And looks like Mike Davis is trying to get involved.
He wants to get real close, it looks like. He must be like... Yeah, he sees the proof right in front of him. The Ghost is definitely not with Doom, and it doesn't hurt to do a little recon. A little dangerous, though.
See, I think that Xerxes and Davis are trying to actually get involved with with the brawl itself, but Magic keeps telling them, "No, I have him right where I want him."
There's also,
guys, setting him up for a torture.
He's tapping out. Oh god, he reminds me of something, but I'll let you know after this. Jeez.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mad Jack's win was spoiled by this ghost individual, and I mean, overall, it was a fantastic match against Matt Baker. But you said you had some thoughts.
There's like, there's something that's really, now that you mentioned it, there's something like, it's like whenever others try to get involved, like, they have a hard time, like, getting a lock on him, whether it's like, maybe he actually is supernatural, and, like, he's, like, phasing, or maybe he's just, like, he gives off this don't fuck with me vibe. You know the vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah, he reminds me of, like, what are they called? Dementors?
probably. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it's just I just hope
I
there's
don't.
only one of him. If there's more than one ghost, that will be awful.
Oh my god! If there's more than one, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, we have enough phantom pains as it is.
Uh, Sorry, I had to do a deep inhale for that one. You'd figure I'd be used to those puns, but no, I'm not. Slipping them right in. But we got a couple of posts on social media. One from Rick. Sorry, I need to do this one proper. Rico Rose. Matrix, I respect you, but you need this. You need to size the opportunities, not ask for them. And the quicker you get, this is going to be better for you. And then Michael Macabre on social media. Cowardice only gets someone so far. In the end, the clock ends for all. For the ghost comes time for the ball, the monster's ball. I'm waiting, ghost. The one member of Doom who has not been touched by the ghost is calling him out, and I believe he actually kept making posts on social media during Flashbang during these attacks, especially before his match later on in the night. Where he's still continuously trying to call out the ghost for a match proper, which I mean, I'll hand it to him. Michael Macabre is kind of the only person who's actually trying to go for, well, I guess trying to do these things properly. Everybody else is trying to fight the ghost on his terms in his wheelhouse, which this man is essentially becoming on the same vein as like Gorm or Cat, where the outside is becoming his playground.
Yeah. But you know what though? It is October, and if Doom is not their strongest during Halloween, that means during the breakdown, the ghost is gonna have a lot harder of a time to do anything to them.
True. Because like, I mean, I'm actually surprised that they're here. If I'm being completely honest, like, typically speaking, like within the last couple of years, Doom was kind of scarce, only to appear for a breakdown at the towards the end of the month. And now
They're front and center, and
yeah,
they're front and center, and so is the ghost.
for sure. But
I mean, we'll see.
yeah, we will see. Hopefully, come Friday. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we got, speaking of monsters and speaking of big grand entrances, we got a singles match scheduled for one fall with this motherfucker right here, Blight Hallis, representing Apex. Woo! And it looks like he's going up against Sir Reginald of the Princedom. Looking pretty spiffy, if I say so myself. Must have that Haverhold mustache cream. And here we got Blight looking like a freaking absolute monster. Reginald sizing him up. But, well, when it comes to going up against Blight Hallis, typically speaking, it's a matter of when he kicks the crap out of you, unfortunately. Setting him up into a camel clutch of sorts, just wrenching the back of Reginald. Reginald just gets right on out of it. But yeah, this match coming off the back of the Doof's match against Blight actually not against Blight, against Satyrus last week after Doof's proclamation and wanting to join Apex. A lot of people, I've been monitoring social media for that, and you want to know what people have been calling him?
What have they? I haven't been keeping up on the Flashbang media side.
The honorary predator, or the honorary hunter, or something.
The Doof?
Yeah, the Doof. Which it makes sense for Apex, but
Yeah.
I'm just
It's
curious.
it's interesting to see that now that you mention it, but
Ooh,
there is, ouch. But yeah, the it's surprising to see from the Doof. Like, so he really, I guess he's just that passionate about proving himself, and he's just going up against one of the most dangerous groups in all of MNW. But we've seen that behavior before. We'll get into that later into the night. God, Reginald though, Boston Crab, up and just flipped out of it.
Ooh, I like that one way more. Honorary Alpha. That sounds a lot better, actually. Thank you, Shinobi. And, ooh, see, Reginald's actually trying to play it smart. It looks like he was actually trying to get Blight onto the ground at his level. Because, like, the moment that you give Blight a chance to kind of overpower you, much like he just did here, yeah, no, you're going to be in a world of hurt, much like with the Howling. Ooh, as Reginald powers into a knee strike and a Faymancer.
Ooh, that drop! Oh no, what's this?
The Doof's music is being played right now for those who can't hear it. The Honorary Alpha's music playing in the background. Blight using this opportunity to just lay waste to Reginald and a pounce. Looks like Blight's going in for that cover. 1, 2, as Reginald gets his hand on the
smart, rope. Very smart that he had. He was ready for that.
Veteran style mindset.
It reminds me actually of, you know how like birds get really territorial and they flash all their colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Doof reminds me of, actually.
So, like, what, he's a peacock? Oh! God, that's a whole lot of werewolf coming at you for a crossbody.
Kinda, it's like about pride, it's kind of about asserting yourself, your territory, which is very much something that comes into play.
Well, like,
especially when you deal with Apex, you really need to assert yourself.
Well, but he's trying to join Apex, not really trying to go after Apex, though.
And I mean, that's really the only way to do it, though. You gotta show your dominance, otherwise they're just gonna roll over you all the time.
Much like Blighthouse is rolling over Reginald inside of that Rings of Saturn.
Ouch.
As Blighthouse makes Reginald tap out. Ladies and gentlemen, your unfortunate winner is Blighthouse.
Please don't call him unfortunate. I still remember when he tore through the Warzone backstage.
Yeah, I know what he's capable of. I'm just... Y'all can't see me right now, but I'm gesturing towards my friend Brad over here. The fucking camera wolf.
Oh yeah, Brad.
Yeah. Never forget. I will never forget. No, but seriously, though, like, Doof is playing an interesting card here, trying to join one of the biggest factions in MNW, spanning, what, 2 separate tag teams, Mizuki and Nero as, like, the heads of their respective factions, like, of that respective faction, and those 2 are terrible in their own right, as singles and as a duo. The Minotaur brothers with freaking Satyrus Basilicus. Still undefeated, by the way. I mean, hell, it's gotten to a point to where everyone just keeps timing how long his matches are, just to see how long people will survive against that monstrosity of a Minotaur.
I mean, it is a good benchmark.
And
Like, it certainly is.
let's also not forget Primal Heat of Revolos and the Crimson Phoenix. Revolos, I've been hearing, has been doing very well lately. No, but ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we mentioned this earlier, but Michael Macabre is definitely in action later on in the night. He is in a triple threat match with one half of the tag team title contenders, Simon the Psycho. And here we have the aforementioned member of Doom, Michael Macabre, the Harbinger of the Apocalypse, coming on down to the ring, as well as the third man in this match, the Voodoo Zombie himself, Spike of the Bone Warriors. All three men are ready. All three men are ready to damn near kill each other, essentially. And all this is because freaking Michael, like, Simon just keeps, I don't know what it is. Simon keeps running his freaking mouth and getting on everyone's nerves when he should be focusing on the tag team titles. Friggin' Spike is having an issue with just about everyone cutting in front of him for his vengeance against Lord V and taking the interdimensional title, and then Michael Macabre is trying to get the interdimensional title for himself. And then
it very much seems like
sorry, go ahead.
It's just I recall Simon and the rest of Honorbound trying to stake a claim and declaring very early on that they wanted to hunt down Lord V. But you are correct though that in the matter of like grudges aside, and as Matrix actually was pointing out earlier in the night, people are very focused on just like the act of like what Lord V had done as opposed to just the title scene. Because it doesn't really matter how you go about your justice. Like, really, the only thing you can do if you want to quote-unquote make things right is to go through the interdimensional title scene. And Simon is busy in the tag division, so...
Well, he should be busy. We got a message from Michael Macabre on social media. Spike was just ensuring Steiner math was in full effect when dealing with Simon. Not gonna lie, that's like I've actually read that the Steiner math is actually mathematically correct, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Also shows that technically correct is always the best kind of correct. So we have, it looks like we have, oh here. So we had Spike trying to frazzle Simon, as well as Macabre trying to get at Spike, and then Simon just missing the shot there on the crossbody. And I don't know what that green stuff is that Simon just spit out, but I don't know, and I don't want to know at the same time. That's because I feel like I'm going to be there for like 15 minutes just to hear about it. Macabre rolling out to the ring. Simon taking advantage of the confusion for a brief moment, whipping Spike over the ropes. Oh, hunting down his prey in a sprint. Oh God, just that headbutt to the groin area. Now it wouldn't be it won't be disqualification, mostly because in triple threats there are no DQs. Like seriously, if you're going to disqualify someone, how are you going to do it when you got like one other guy there? As an elimination match, I can see though. Ooh, Poison Rana onto Spike from Macabre. You know, you always kind of forget that he can do these kinds of things. He's so freakishly tall. Like seriously, he can do all the kind of cool aerial stuff, much like Demolition Fox can. Even though Michael's got like what, a foot on Demo. Either way, we got a bit of a mosh pit going on in the frickin' bottom corner here. Spike, Simon, and Michael just going right at it. here we see them back into the middle of the ring. Oh, God, that looked like he was setting up for a Uranagi, but throwing him out around it in a suplex. And a suplex of his own is Macabre. Simon on the outside. Looks like he's trying to get resting. And that stalling vertical suplex. Whipping Michael Macabre into the corner. Oh, looks like Spike is going for the voodoo splash. Doing that voodoo that he do and then setting him up for a spiked pile driver. Going for that cover. 1, 2. Ooh, kick out at 2. Macabre is not saying die, showing his resilience here. I mean, once we said it earlier, the man is a former trios champion and is definitely one of the toughest individuals in Doom. Yes, you got Magic, who's probably, I mean, I wouldn't say the strongest because they are both, they're all three about equal. But he's definitely the most experienced in MNW. But still, Macabre is a pretty tough contender himself. Simon fighting back up towards Spike. Spike setting him up for a mate. Oh, I was going to say, it looked like he was trying to get set up for a mate in Japan, but it looked like some sort of fisherman suplex. Macabre taking advantage. Shutting down the momentum of the Voodoo Zombie. Nice vertical suplex there. Spike wheels out onto the outside. Setting him. Oh, looks like he was going to go for the Soul Reaver, but he goes for some sort of Yokozuna cutter. And Michael Macabre gets the 3 count, ladies and gentlemen. And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, the Harbinger of Doom, Michael Macabre. Much deserved win. Especially since he got a chance to, well, make Simon eat his own words.
And this is a very good example of just maybe a little flavorful taste of what just trying to show the Ghost what he's got to expect if he actually comes to face Michael Macabre.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, going up against 2 very hardy individuals in Simon and Spike is a feat enough as is, but definitely that would definitely send a message to the Ghost saying, hey, you've messed with one member of Doom, you're going to be messing with the rest of us. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have starting the second rounds of Block A for the Burnout Vaughn Classic. Here we have Wiley and the Creation going against each other, as well as the Madness and Smoking Mirror later on in the night. The winners of such are going to be going to their semi-final rounds, where the winners will be facing each other. So let's go right on ahead and get into the first match of the second round for Block A. Here we have Christopher Caliban, the Creation, representing House Caliban, coming on down to the ring, as well as the Dragonborn Wiley, the inaugural interdimensional champion for those who are just now tuning in. If you're just now tuning in, hey, there's a whole YouTube VOD that you should definitely go check out at Multiverse Nexus Wrestling's YouTube channel. Some big things coming in the works on that one. Oh, looks like that Creation was trying to go in for a Trapped Under Ice, and then just that gut punch to Wiley. Wiley just Wiley getting worked on by the Creation. Oh god, just stretching out those limbs. And just dropping the knees onto the lower back of Wiley. Freaking Creation taking a few pointers from his brother Thunderbolt. Well, adopted brother in Thunderbolt. Oh god, now Wiley's busted open early. God, just continuously trying to work on that lower back, trying to set him up for the Wheel of Pain. Trapping that arm once again, just retching back the other. Take out the Dragonborn's arms, and you're going to be taking out the Frost Bomb. Well, Frost Bomb, Frozen Lotus, and the Trapped Under Ice. You can't really get a good grip on it if your arms are kind of just messed up. But Wily trying to get some momentum for himself, just dropping the creation onto the turnbuckle, making him kiss the buckle, and then just choking the life out of him in the corner. Referee going for the trying to go for the 5 count. Oh God, the headbutts. Seriously, ever got headbutt from a Dragonborn? It's not fun. Those horns hurt.
I can then just imagine the scales grating down on your skin too.
Oh God, yeah, you're right actually. Ugh.
I mean, the metallic ones are like, it's like, I imagine they get that moniker because it's like, you know, tough like metal. Ouch.
I just thought it was like a sheen kind of thing, like it's normal scales, but like they're very like shiny or something.
I guess. I mean, either way, it's either the teeth or the horns or the claws or, you know, anything else. It's just very pointy, man.
For sure. And here we have Wily continuously working on, oh God, returning the sentiment on the lower back. And here we see Trapped Under Ice, locked on in, freezing, can't move at all. Is the creation going to be hearing is the ref going to be hearing the creation's call for the tap out? But no, the creation breaks out of it. Looks like he's setting him up. Oh God. And then just dropping the elbow onto the lower, on the abdomen. Jeez. Kick. Another kick. Oh. Just working and working and working on the freaking limbs of the Dragonborn here. Very smart tactic here from the creation. I guess the doc has been helping his son out with his studies. So terrifying. Like, the creation's a cool guy to speak to. He's just very intimidating. Frozen Lotus got locked onto the creation. Is the creation going to tap on out here? Got arms trapped. Lower back has got to be screaming. The neck is just locking up. Wily going in for that cover after that after releasing the hold. 2, 3. The creation had to have passed out from the sheer pain. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner in going into the semifinal of the Burnout Vaughn Classic, Lee. Going to be challenging for that title here soon. And there's this guy again. And he's having some form of, what best I can say, stutter going to the ring and just attacks Lee. This is an interesting predicament because usually he usually went after members of Doom and the former Horsemen. And now here he is facing Lee of all people. The only thing I can think of is Lee tagged with Doom one time back at the first breakdown. One time that happened. It's not like that they were buddies or anything.
No, so I guess the Ghost is just really salty about that match. Like, that's the only thing I can think of now, and it's, I guess it makes sense. It's around the year of, that time of year around Breakdown.
But still, though, like, it does not make sense for me. Because, like, it was only the one time, as well as, Lee kind of was, after that, Lee was joined Apex just so he can get Sheepy out. Because I think at that was actually the exact same pay-per-view that Nero unveiled Sheepy as the new member. I miss Sheepy. He was nice. His hugs were awesome. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, interesting developments, to say the least. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is the penultimate match. We got a tag team match scheduled for one fall. And we have the Ghosts with the Mosts. We got Spectre Sonata, the bad CG Ghost, and PM Ghost being led down to the ring by Johan Mullen and Tiki, the troll of the Troll Train. And their opponents, Big Rock and Huge Mane, the Forces of Nature. Got one of the oldest tag teams in MNW and one of the most popular teams of MNW going at it head to head, ladies and gentlemen. Spectre Sonata not really doing terribly. They got a bit of a streak, a bit of a losing streak going on right now, but I mean, it hasn't been without effort. And of course, Forces of Nature are literal forces of nature. Like, they have been doing very well match-wise. Oh god, CG coming out, trying to get him into the corner with a house of fucking fire. The Huge Mane trying to counter CG strikes with some strikes of his own. Oh, looks like he's trying to throw CG, but CG immediately gets out of that and counters and gets him into a Hurricane Rana. Sorry, head scissors. Whoopsie doodles. Any hoozles. We got PM getting in the middle of things here. Yes, sir, I actually have been very happy. Well, I would wish that Spectre Sonata would get some more wins, but I've actually been like very happy with like how they've been so far. I mean, who do you have in this match, Faye?
Oh, it's so hard not to root for Spectre Sonata, but Huge Mane and Big Rock, oh, they've been doing so well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Forces of Nature go for the tag titles after Honor Bound's match with the Time Bandits at the next breakdown goes off.
I can see that, actually. It makes a fair deal of sense.
Although it would be the Time Bandits' biggest challenge at that point, because you got Big Rock here, who is probably about the size of both of them, as well as Huge Mane, who is surprisingly tactile. And you see Huge Mane throwing in the Son of Thunder into the ring for some reason, we don't know. And that gives PM Ghost enough time to just try and get some momentum back his way. Huge Mane trying to go back for Johan. No idea why the Tree Man's trying to go after the Viking, but he's sending a message, I guess, trying to get into the head of PM Ghost, and PM Ghost is returning the favor with a nice belly-to-belly suplex there. Sorry, belly-to-back slam there. We got a message out from Michael Macabre on social media. Personally, I've competed against Tiki as well as the Sonata. My words may shock many, but they have my respect. Haven't been in the ring with Johan or his wife, but mutual respect is given. For now. I mean, I would do best to show respect to the Amazon there, Michael, because you underestimate her for even a moment, and your head's gonna get kicked right off of your head. Sorry, your head's gonna get kicked right off of your shoulders. I've seen her do it before. It's kind of terrifying.
Tiki just still hovering, just watching the outside and all the chaos going on.
Knowing Tiki, though, he's probably stirring the frickin' pot. Like, he's probably trying to mess with Huge Mane as much as Huge Mane's trying to mess with PM. Oh, God, that axe kick to the back of the head of Huge Mane. Seriously, though, ladies and gentlemen, once this gets up on YouTube, yeah, no, you should definitely watch this match back. PM Ghost goes absolute ape in this match. He is just relentless on the outside. Like, if he was on Warzone, I would make an argument that he would go for the hardcore title.
I want to see him go up against Sawyer, or maybe even see how because we have our new rookie, Alistair, who is also in the hardcore division, or he's trying to make his way into that once he gets his everything done. That might be a good test.
Like, I mean, I'm not sure if they're ever going to go to Warzone. I think they're. It feels
Yeah.
like that they're flashbang lifers, especially when it comes to Spectre Sonata.
Oh
of
yeah,
all
no,
people.
absolutely.
I mean, I know.
You know what I could see though?
Okay, what's up?
Nakano Kirishima versus PM Ghost. What do you think?
My God, that's a lot of.
Imagine the chaos on the outside of the ring.
That is a lot of angst that I am here for.
A lot of ranks, a lot of delinquents.
God, I think they'd stop them in the middle of the match just so they could go like spray paint stuff.
Yeah. Or it would just be you would just use their I could see them doing a shoot and it's just like the background for like a punk rock music video, you know?
Oh my God, yeah. I could see that. See,
Yeah, especially like one of those Japanese like bands, you know?
Yeah, but like especially with like one guy in the background having like those.
And there's just like
doors.
the egregious shots of like a dozen biker gangs all very close together.
God, just so many freaking high school punks just kind of going yere.
And so many punches and kicks on the outside. When is this gonna end?
And here is the PM breaking the count. Looks like he was trying to go. He's unsure if he was going to go for a count-out victory or not, and he's just laying waste onto the outside, onto Huge Mane. Huge Mane having none of it.
I think he's just having too much fun. Like, I don't even know if that's possible. He's just going to town today. I'm happy for him.
And now Huge Mane's targeting Tiki. And PM
Oh,
goes
don't
like,
do that.
PM goes breaking the count once again, and oh God, breaking the Son of Thunder across his knee. Jesus.
God.
Like, I don't know what Huge Mane's deal is with trying to go in for the members of the Troll Train here. And here we see Johan and Tiki trying to get in the face of Huge Mane.
I mean, if I had to guess, maybe to, like, sabotage the Troll Train's odds somehow. Like, everyone knows they're very close to that 5th match.
Oh, yeah, for
potentially.
sure. One more win to go, and they have a possible title contention on, like, just sitting there.
Yeah, it makes sense considering, if I recall correctly, the Forces of Nature were eliminated, midway or early on in the Trios tournament, back when it was running.
Count of 9 and a count of 10. PM Ghost going the opposite direction to get back into the middle of the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, your winners due to... I don't know. I mean, I'll say it. Probably a concussion. Huge Mane must have concussed PM Ghost on the outside after that DDT.
How do you fucking concuss a ghost? What?
How do you make it? I mean, to be fair, how do ghosts bleed in MNW?
I mean, I thought that was just ectoplasm, but I don't know.
Ectoplasm, blood, tomato.
Huh.
Listen, we've seen a bunch of we've seen weirder here in the Nexus.
Yes, that's true.
Like that's the only thing I can think of is that Huge Mane can like that DDT to the outside was one headshot too many, and PM was delirious just for a little bit, even if it was for like a little bit, and probably got lost along the way. That's the only other explanation I can think of. I mean, hopefully,
or maybe because he heard Huge Mane go after CG again on the ropes. He maybe ran over to try to break that up.
It is,
but
very
he was
much
already
possible.
in the ring.
I just hope he takes some time to rest because those were 2 matches.
Oh, that was such a good match, though. I love that.
It was a fantastic match. It's just, it's just that like one bit of misfortune just seems to spell the doom of Spectre Sonata, which I'm not gonna lie, I think they're kind of getting caught into the bad luck of the Troll Train at this point. I think it's finally settling in. Like, the Troll Train are fantastic individuals, spectacular performers, but they have not been the most lucky talent on the roster. Okay, but ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have the main event. We have another second round match into Block A of the Burnout Vaughn Classic, where we see Smoking Mirror going up against the Madness. So, coming down to the ring first. Whoa! It's only Smoking Mirror. Coming down to the ring, representing Honorbound, one of the Honorbound's newest members. And his opponent coming in next, representing the Mad World, the Madness. I still am in love with the Madness's new look.
Oh god, he rocks it so great.
Yes, he does.
It's like almost some Elton John shit, you know?
Elton John, like, I think someone mentioned Kiss. I know I mentioned just, like, glam metal in general. And somebody in the chat, they call him Smoking Mirror, but I never see him smoke. Exactly. I mean, one, smoking's bad for you. Never do it. Two, yeah, I completely agree. Madness going in for that high kick. Gets countered by Smoking Mirror. Smoking Mirror actually becoming one of our more well-known rookies on Flashbang. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I think he's the only rookie outside of the Ghost as well as...
Which, I don't know if we can even call that a rookie, though. He's just like an interloper. He's not had a proper match.
True. I'm not even sure if he's even employed with MNW. Yeah. I gotta actually double-check the roster page here in a minute.
Yeah, so it's like, unless he's actually on the roster, you know, like... Well, even then, that just kind of solves it. It's like, if he's on the roster, that confirms he's either new or he's someone old. And if he's not on the roster, that just means he's been hired for the outside, and that shouldn't be legal.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. But for some reason, AP, he's not. Every time we kick him out, he just keeps coming back. Spewing the exact...
I swear, you need to, like, get a priest and just, like, salt the damn ring or something. I don't know.
Mike, Matt, if you're listening... We're just throwing out free ideas for you. Ooh, and especially throwing out things for free. He's throwing out those kicks for free against the Madness' skull there. Back into the ring.
It's weird because it's like the only priests I know of are like, I mean, does Matrux count as a priest? I mean, he's like a prophet, priest in Naruto.
I don't think it's the priest in the same vein of...
so more like just preaching, okay.
I mean, he's more of a preacher, not much of an exorcist.
What do you, Raphael Simpson, maybe? Or just get in contact with Jeff Inc., like...
I was gonna say, yeah, actually, Raphael feels like the smart bet there. Oh, looks like he was trying to go for a Hurricane Rana, but gets countered into a power bomb.
Oh, God. I'm just lifting him up and putting him into the corner. Oh. A little bit of a toss.
Oh, God, just raining down those fists. I mean, I am actually appreciating Smoking Mirror's drive in this tournament. He has been just one of the most eager people that I have seen in this tournament, especially because, I mean, world title implications in this match.
Oh, yeah, definitely thematic, considering, again, something else on the Warzone side. But,
oh, yeah.
But he's picked a tough opponent in the, picked a tough fight here with Madness, who, I mean, he's just recovered, but the man has just, he's been through a lot.
Oh, yeah, I mean, multiple plates in his legs, pins in his arms. But, like, to be fair, though, the winner of this match goes on to face Wai Lee in the semifinals. Oh, God, that running flatliner there. So, the winner of this match goes up against a former interdimensional champion. The one of few people... Oh, God, Chaos Moonsault! Going in for that cover. 1, 2, 3... Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match and going into the semi-final of the Burnout Vaughn Classic, the Madness. Now, Madness, is going to be the one to face Wily, a man who is one of few people to ever beat Blighthouse clean. And not due to some sort of like technicality, like in that triple threat with Gemini. Or, you know, trios matches or tag matches. Nah, freaking Wily beat the crap out of a werewolf on a blood moon of all things. But here you have it, folks. The second round matchups. Wily and the Madness. I think this has got to be one of the Madness's toughest opponents yet.
Which is just saying a lot, considering he's coming off the heel with the last match being the Extreme Rules with Hutch.
For sure. But although I actually do gotta ask a question of how are the Kales at this point? I mean, Madness hasn't really given any kind of headway of either here or there, but. I'm hoping they're recovering.
And I don't know if because especially on the cartel side of things, they're very private with that information, as we've seen from Victor Vicious. So Victor's probably, doing the job of like keeping all the annoying press away, because he probably doesn't want information leaked until he's ready, or maybe he has an idea of what the hell happened.
Yeah. If, like for sure, because like. Victor Vicious is a very surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly, Victor Vicious is a cautious man. Yeah, sometimes people get the better of him, but he still tries to act with some form of caution. And one of your biggest employees being out for a little bit, you want to keep that under wraps. No one, just so no one can kind of gauge, okay, he's coming back here, so this is when I can attack. But that was your main event, ladies and gentlemen. We are not done yet. No. We got a little bit of business after that match. After that match came to a close, we got... Well, we'll just let the footage speak for itself. We have Ramon attacking the Ghost towards the end of the show. Kind of apropos for the Ghost at this point, attacking former members of the Four Horsemen. And especially with that Faces of Fear hoodie that he keeps wearing. Ooh. Looks like he's trying to go in for a chair, but Ramon just kicks it out of his hands.
As of this current moment, this isn't really related to anything. Burden is still missing, isn't he? Like, he's just still not here.
You're right. And that...
Like, he's like the main person on the Flashbang roster who's unaccounted for, if I recall. And remember, like, this was the person who Lord V tried to impersonate very early on while he was being the shapeshifter.
Which begs the question, was Burden the one teaming up with Ramon and Helix, or was it the shapeshifter?
I don't know, but I just remember Ramon coming out and clarifying with Spike when Spike was asking about Burden that it wasn't him. And the latest that we thought we saw him.
It was the shapeshifter. I remember, because after when Ramon, Helix, and fake Burden lost, Burden attacked freaking Ramon. Okay, sorry. It's coming back to me now.
Yep. So, yeah, it's not the real Burden, and we don't know where the real Burden is, and we still have a lot of unsolved mysteries on the Flashbang side of things. It just kind of really goes to show things immediately kind of ramp up coming into the post-Multiverse season. So, again, hopefully we get answers at Round Breakdown. Like, I just mentioned it because I just immediately think, I wonder if Burden, if he were around, if he would be coming to Ramon's aid right now, because this is really dangerous back here in the concrete.
Unfortunately, I don't think he would. I think he would be mostly trying to assist Spike with his grudge against Lord V, especially because I mean, Burden was impersonated by Lord V, so he'd probably want to get some revenge himself. So yeah, add that on top of Spike's need for revenge, and you have a very brutally nasty duo. And speaking of brutally nasty, freaking Ramon is just taking the Ghost to town here.
Yeah, I don't know why you attacked him. I guess maybe he's just fed up with this Ghost on the roster.
I mean, if I was a talent, I would be too. And it looks like he's going in for another chair and then just forgets about that because he notices that there was a chair next to the guy the entire time. Oh god, big boot. And now Ghost is picking up said chair. Ooh, trying to go in for that chair shot, but just gets smacked. And I could have swore I saw some blood come out of that mask. Cold clock to the face and a scorpion death drop. Sorry, reverse DDT onto the back of the chair. God, Ramon is just going to... I know I said it before, but he is just going to town on this guy. Ghost trying to get, is actually fighting back on a back foot of sorts. We've never seen this happen. Oh, God!
And this is isn't this the first time we've seen Ramon actually, or we've seen the Ghost outside, the main arena? He's in the back.
We've seen him in the back before going up against Xerxes, but, I mean... Also, I didn't see that freaking Superman, that freaking punchline coming in to smack the chair into the face of the Ghost to knock him clean out. Jesus. Well, yeah, the Ghost coming in and, getting a taste of his own medicine closes out the show. And, I mean, with his message, abandon the horsemen. I'm curious where this is going, especially with, he continues to say this. He continuously says, abandon the horsemen, reject the horsemen, attacks Ramon. And then Majak Xerxes, as well as Wiley. The only connection there, as we stated previously in the night, was Wiley teamed up with Xerxes and Majak before Xerxes and Majak brought Michael Macabre into their fold. This was before Michael Macabre debuted. I think that was a year or so beforehand. That's the only connecting line, is that one trio tag match that Doom and Wiley had against Grizzly Adams, Ramon, and the Pestilence Demon. Now, Ramon was a part of that match too, but like we had on social media, yes, we also... Right, that was a four-way. That was a four-way match with Kane joining in on that match too, but Kane's on Warzone, so he has nothing to worry about for now. But still, though, that's the only kind of connecting factor to it, is two of the members of that four-way tag are on Warzone. And, well, I don't know. I'm connecting red strings on a corkboard here, and just with a big question with a post-it note on it that just says why.
Yeah. Rose. But why?
But why? But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we will find some more information coming up on tomorrow's Flashbang. But until then, we have one more bit of business to get through. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Flashbang moment of the week.
Wiley busted open, but what a win for the draw. Oh, no. Why? And he turned around right into a right hand. Why, though? First Majak and Xerxes, and now Wiley. Right hand to Wiley. Oh, my God. Look out on a backbreaker. And I just chucks him to the side. And now no, another knee to the face. Wiley is defenseless. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for my broadcast partner, absolutely nobody, my name is Eric Jan Erickson saying, what? Apparently we're not going anywhere. Do we have visual on it? Sorry, folks, I'm being told by the truck we're trying to get cameras to our backstage area. The ghost has been attacked. The ghost has been attacked. And it's Ramon. Ramon seeking vengeance against the ghost. About to go off the air, and now it's famine. Remember, Ghost said to abandon the horsemen. Well, this was one of the new 4 horsemen, famine, Ramon. And Ramon taking it upon himself to bring it to the ghost. And now body blows from Ramon. Trying to take him out. The ghost has already caused problems for Mad Jack, Zerikis, and Wiley tonight. Ramon trying not to suffer the same fate. But he wanted this fight. Trying to grab the chair. Ramon says no. And a scoop slam on the concrete. And now just hammering away. And now the counter. Body blows. Right hand. And then drops the elbow. Trying to equalize things with a chair of his own. Here we go. Ramon with chair shots. And the ghost just sat up. Oh, God, off the skull. Look at that chair just bent all different ways. That is a human body that was used on. At least we assume it was a human body. Goes back to his feet. Oh, what a boot! And now Ghost trying to use that chair. Look out here, Ramon able to counter. Oh, and drops him on the chair. Spine first. And now Ramon looking for the famine drop on the chair. Famine drop on the chair to the ghost. And now hammers away. And he's still standing. After a famine drop onto a steel chair, this man is just shaking it off. They'll follow the punchline.
The ghost attacking Wiley and then Ramon later on in the night. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your flashbang moment of the week. And that is Flashbang for tonight. You can go ahead and check out Friday Night Flashbang on twitch.tv/EdwardBosco tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, subject to change. But until then, we are going to go right on ahead and before we get into the Warzone side of things, we're going to go ahead and hear from one of our call-out interviewers. Ladies and gentlemen, please... Oh my god, my brain. Ladies and gentlemen, take it away, Travis.
Good evening and welcome back to the call-out. Tonight I've got myself somebody very special. He's one of the big, he's one of the bad, and he's all the bone. He is Michael Macabre. How are you doing tonight, Michael?
Good evening, Travis. Though I must say, in all retrospect, I'm as good as it's gonna get, considering the status of things. I mean, when you look at me, all things considered, I am a skeleton.
Fair enough, just being a skeleton. Don't gotta worry things about, like, skin and breathing and stuff. So, you've been facing some real ghosts out there. Any thoughts on the new attacker that's coming after Doom?
At first, it was commendable. The ghost was targeting Zerikis and Majak, 2 members of the roster who have quite the tenure to their names, as well as it being a bit respectful, because if you're going to target somebody who's been on top, one of the bigger fish. And let's see which one is actually more valued. Though, I don't have the ghosts that they do, considering I've only been here for a little over 2 years. However, now it's starting to piss me off. So last Flashbang I was on, I challenged the ghost to a monster's ball at breakdown. Now considering he doesn't have to answer, it just really goes and shows if he has the testicular fortitude to step against me. Now, I could have nothing to do with this ghost, which is why he's not gone after me. Or, he's saving the real threat for last. Nothing against my comrades, but at the same time, the ghost is a pretty big dude. And I'm just about the same size. Now, before others think for a moment that it's me possessing skin and a shirt and a mask to target my friends, they would be sadly mistaken. I would not do that to my comrades. Though, to my enemies, that's another thing. Maybe later.
I think the skeleton versus the ghost would be an excellent battle. A close match for the interdimensional belt, eh? Just a few steps away from being the #1 contender. Do you want to try again, or do you have another plan in mind?
Spike and the Grim Reaper are commendable and respectful adversaries, both in their ring intelligence, experience, and strengths. And the fact that the both of them needed to double team me a couple of times showed that they held me in high enough regards to consider me a threat. Maybe it was the idea that at any given moment, one of them could not put me down. Now, as per coming close and ending up a few steps away from being a contender, that sounds like the running thing for me, except I have held a title, just like Spike and, if I recall correctly, and the Grim Reaper. Both of them were tag team champions. Spike with Burden holding the tag titles for a year. I held the trios titles with Zerkis and Mad Jack for 379 days. As per giving the opportunity of going for the Interdimensional Championship again, contendership opportunities come and go like the wind. Maybe after October it will be my chance again. Maybe I could go after Victor Vicious. Maybe I may just appear and claim both titles. Who knows, really? It's just a matter of time. Having something on the back burner for a plan is always an option. I could go back against Graven, or even Spectre Sonata. The fans tend to enjoy those matches, and I really do enjoy competing against the likes of Graven.
Those are some big, bold claims. Other than your brothers in Doom, do you have any common ground with some roster members? Any allies that we don't know about?
I've never really thought of working with other people in the idea of a common ground or a deal, though before the C101 I did work alongside Graven, which was a rather educational experience. We do share quite a bit of chemistry, excluding the ideas of being undead. Though, that being said, maybe working with the Bone Warriors. On Warzone, maybe working with Kane, or maybe even the Storyteller's Apprentice. Who knows, really? Working with the House of Caliban would be interesting as well. But aside from them, I probably wouldn't trade Doom for anything. Maybe except for bringing an end to the cartel.
Yeah, I do remember the time you worked with Graven. And interesting that you can reach out to a lot of people out here. Now, I've been told for some reason that Doom is hard to find during the months of October. Where do you guys end up going around that time?
During the month of October, when I disappeared last year, it was strange for me. I have gone through a loop in the multiverse before, but this was just random. I can't even put words to it. Though when I came to, I remember seeing tombstones, as if I was back at the graveyard I call home here at the Nexus. Though there was quite a bit of birds. and they seem to be annoying Mad Jack quite a bit.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell the Firing Line audience before we close this interview?
Firing Line has always been respectful and courteous to Doom, even when it was Eldini running the show and him getting scared out of wit's end with Mad Jack appearing out of nowhere. Though I sadly can't say I've had the opportunity of interacting with Joe Mojo or his co-host Faye. I must admit this has been quite the ordeal. A curious one at that, though. I do thank you for your time, though, Travis. As per the audience themselves, I want you all to think of this very long and hard. I've been here for 2 years, and already I've held a title for over a year. If anything, I'm only getting started. Until then, as usual, grab your friends, your families, your saints, and pray to whatever saviors you believe in. For the harbinger of the apocalypse is here to stay. And I'll see you all very soon. Click Doomsday.
And that was Michael, everybody. And just remember, he may not have skin, he may not have organs, but that skeleton has got more guts than most of us will in real life. And if you want to see Michael Macabre, tune in on Fridays for Friday Night Flashbang at twitch.tv/Edward Bosco. My name is Travis, and thank you from the Call Out.
Thank you, Travis, and thank you, Michael Macabre, for that inspiring interview. So, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got Warzone, and, Faye. There was a big announcement last week. Care to,
Yes!
Elaborate?
Yes, there is, everybody! So, your October 22nd pay-per-view is called Ragnarok. All Gods Must Die. It is taking over the previous Apocalypse branding. And that is your pay-per-view reveal. Over the course of the night, we're going to discuss a little bit more of the lineup. We don't have all of the matches yet, but there's a lot to unpack for this Warzone. Like, I cannot be excited enough, and even I was blown away. I didn't see a couple of the things that we saw tonight coming, but I vote we get right back into it.
Oh, for sure. Like, also, I mean, when they announced when they announced the pay-per-view, it's just called Ragnarok. I'm sure Johan Mullen freaking raised an eyebrow. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, coming up first, we have a tag team contest scheduled for one fall. We got Sir Uncle Dunk and Mr. Butler being led down to the ring by Nakano Kirishima Blood Money. And then their opponents representing the Omega Club, we have Whitney Lee, and coming in next we have the loose lupine, Alistair Evergreen. So yeah, this match.
So if you guys remember,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So coming off of the heel of so last week on Warzone, the week before this, we had a bit of an issue backstage. Everybody was attacking literally everyone. We had Max going at it with some of the Bloodline, which we'll get into later tonight. And we, of course, had Blood Money members going up against Omega Club with Alistair Evergreen, just taking the beef into factions out. And Jerry Aldini made the executive decision, basically, to, okay, we need to calm it down. We're not going to have more rampant chaos, so we're putting everybody in a match. And that's what we're going to get.
Oh, God, just Butler working the freaking arms and back of Whitney Lee, tagging in his boss. But yeah, so coming off the back, I mean, if I remember correctly, Whitney Lee was actually getting attacked by Sir Uncle Dunk back in the back with knocking out Kirishima there, going after Gunnar Birch, Whitney Lee's tag partner. And also, Omega Club, there have been talks of rebranding, mostly because, I mean, there are no more original there are no like original members. It's literally just Kelly, Gunner, and Whitney. Mega Blitz is going to be later on in the night in the 5-way contender match for the MNW Multiversal Championship.
And everybody else is retired as far as Omega Club is concerned.
Vaughn is retired. Alpha is for sure retired. No one knows where Trice is. And Vince Smoke, the original, like the originator of Omega Club, is doing his own thing. So, I think only Mega and Vince Smoke are left over. Oh God! Once again, just torturing the lower back of Whitney Lee there. God, Mr. Butler has actually shown a lot of seriousness lately.
Well, it makes sense. His boss was very brutally attacked, just partially mauled on the part of Alistair's interference, and he took that very sorely. He views Mr. Butler, I will give credit to him, he's very professional in the regards that he feels like he really has to put an emphasis on being, brutal in the ring to his opponents, because if he doesn't beat them up, they're going to get to the boss, and he can't have that.
Oh, for sure, because you don't really want to have not only your employer in trouble, especially since you're the guy who is hired to protect him, but also you don't want to have him get attached too much to where you're going to be, oh God, Al's busted open Uncle Dunk there. You don't want to be put into a position where your job could be in jeopardy because you're not doing it correctly. So I'm glad he's taking it very seriously.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, they've been together for several years now. And it's probably it probably helps a little bit that he's actively also feuding with Alistair Evergreen, who we see just immediately taking it to Butler. This is kind of what he wanted. He really wanted to try to humiliate Mr. Butler and just generally attack him and dismantle all Blood Money, kind of just by extension.
Yeah, and Alice is kind of proving that his bark is about as worse as his bite, because he has shown himself to be definitely one of the most ruthless rookies. Whereas, Jaunt, he's more about grandstanding, and Bagman, we haven't gotten much of a read on him. He's just a guy with a bag on his head. So
very true. I mean, we did see him in the very recently in in a singles match against Aiden Zero, the Cyberpunk Prodigy.
Oh God! Big boot onto the frickin' werewolf.
And apparently, Top Adman has actually decided he wants to look for friends and some faction mates. So he's looking to get hired. Whoever wants to maybe hire him.
He has a fun way of making friends when he attacked Seth Jackson last week. Or was it Seth Jackson attacking him?
Apparently Seth thinks it's because of the hat in the bag. That's the reason, because he thinks it's the hats again.
I'll give Seth Jackson this. By the way, money clip onto Alistair. Butler trying to intercept Whitney, ooh. Butler
it's not needed.
Lee, and Alistair taps out to the money clip. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Uncle Lee and Butler, Blood Money.
Like I was saying, it kind of goes to show you that Blood Money, for all their struggles lately, just trying to really improve and make sure each of them are at the top of their game. They are still, in comparison, a veteran tag and faction team compared to Alice, teaming up with Omega Club for however long that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's okay. Yeah, however long this is going to last. Granted, I wouldn't be surprised if Aldini gets to a point to where he just puts Alistair and Butler in a cage and just say, settle this now.
Yeah, no, I can absolutely see that. Which that would be a hell of a match. It would be interesting to see Butler kind of see how he does in that environment because, I mean, granted, yes, he will be trapped in a cage with a werewolf. Could you imagine just like him like really getting into the into the moment of it all? Like he's been pretty brutal on his own, like knocking out the ref, like attacking with weaponry.
Yeah, for sure. Like that. It would be interesting to say the least to see. You're not. I mean, I can make it. I think either one could make an argument for you're not trapped in here with me. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. Kind of speech.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have another set of tag. We have another tag team match scheduled for one fall. So, previously last week, we had Jerry Aldini come down to the ring and give a bit of a stipulation. We're gonna have Louis McDonald and Beowulf go at it for the mystery Money in the Bank. And until then, neither member of any of the teams are allowed to come in contact with each other, albeit in a physical means or, contacting each other. Or or just talking. If they are, the match is canceled. So coming up next, we have the Wild Hunt, Mick Morgan, and the man, the myth, the legend, Beowulf, going up against the former tag team champions themselves, CJR Killer and Theron Eldrazi, the Outlaws, who grandstanding and wanting to come out separate instead of together, trying to get into the heads of these boys early.
There we go. And right off the bat, it's
Oh, absolutely. But it's really tough because in comparison, the Wild Hunt is a very newly formed tag team, but frankly, they're going to need a match like this between up against the Outlaws, just because of the experience they're going to need to. They're really going to need to put themselves together because Legion otherwise might have an advantage in the teamwork side of things, which that feels weird to say, but I mean they know each other. Like Louis and Earl King West, they know how to work with each other. Speaking of, this week on Warzone this Saturday, Earl King West and Louis McDonald are scheduled for a tag match. We don't know who up against who yet, but Jerry has made it very clear that both the Wild Hunt and Legion will be getting a tag match leading up to, I think, probably just to keep them busy, which is why he gave the stipulation of don't touch each other.
I mean, at the very least for Beowulf, that sounds like incentive enough, especially when you put the prize in into the conversation of if you beat Louis McDonald, you get the mystery Money in the Bank. Which
the mystery in the bank, yes. Which again, for those of you not in the know, the mystery in the bank is a mystery contract. What happened was essentially the brass signed a bunch of contracts, they shuffled it up, and they put one in the case. And no one except Louis McDonald knows what that contract is for.
I mean, it could be for a tag team title match, Nexus Titan, Warpgate. Hell, it could even be for a boat. Who knows?
Yep.
Which, knowing Louis...
It could even be, frighteningly, it could also be, and Eric Jan Erickson actually panicked a little bit when he heard this, because it could also be, theoretically, it could have been a flashbang title, which I hope to God not. Like, at least keep it contained to Warzone, but you never know. Like, Louis is really fucking sly. He could use the briefcase as just a blank check to just run around and fuck around, just because they don't know if he's going to be able to cash in up until they open the briefcase ringside.
Oh, for sure, because, Louis McDonald is a master of mental manipulation. He has, to briefly touch upon the mental scars he left on people like Aiden Zero, is the least of it, especially with how visceral Aiden gets when Louis gets brought up. He's been
absolutely.
He's been seeing a therapist, and he's been getting better about it. But I will point you back to his promo on him last month. He just went crazy on the guy.
Yeah, it has not really been helped at all by the tag scene, and Aiden feels like he has a lot of pressure, or at least not necessarily to prove, but mostly to just make sure High Voltage gets the shot at once, which we are going to see a match involving a High Voltage later on in the evening.
Yeah, for sure. I believe so. Let's see here. But
no, let me check my notes. They might actually already. Nope, they actually already have the tag match. They are guaranteed for the title shot at against the Outlaws at Ragnarok.
Yeah, and then here we see Theron Andrade going up to the top rope here. I mean, looks like he was going for the one in the chamber, but gets caught in. He gets caught, and McMorgan setting him up for the Highlander. Drops in the middle of the ring. Going for that cover. 1, 2. Kicks out at 2. Guy just stretching out the freaking neck of Theron.
Yeah. Beowulf was later commenting as well that, if I recall, that they're not sure if they can trust... Because throughout this match, we didn't see or hear anything from Earl King West or Louis.
Well,
like, it's just radio silence.
That's the problem when it comes to Louis and Earl King. Earl King West and Louis McDonald are like a match made in hell. They are perfectly manipulative. Well, I was gonna say manipulative, but I've been using that word way too much. They are the masters of mindfuckery. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Mick Morgan and Beowulf, the Wild Hunt, getting a win over former tag team champions of the Outlaws, as they just staring intimidatingly into the camera, telling Legion, "Don't you fuck with us."
Yep.
Also,
no fuckery here.
Also, you might want to turn the worm down.
Yeah, he's a little excited, but I can't blame him. I also get really excited because again we've had a great show this past week.
Yeah, exactly. Because oh god, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got something kind of crazy itself. We got a bit of a message from a certain mentor to his apprentice. Ladies and gentlemen, we go back down to the ring to hear some words from XR Kun.
Kane, you have been such a promising pupil, but of late, I will admit, I'm disappointed. We lost that tag match. Now, I promise you that the units will get what's coming to them, especially Mr. Wayne. Don't worry, Forrest. Your mama's off limits. But, Kane, we went through so much in your training. I broke your chains. I showed you the face of your fear. I set you free. And at the prompting of the storyteller, I even fed you Dr. Grin, giving you your heart's desire. But, King, we are Sith. We do not get sentimental. And I feel that maybe you are having a little problem with that, a little problem with your focus, remembering that it is your angers and your fears that give you the power of the dark side. I feel this has already cost us that match last week. So, regardless if it is this war chief of the wasteland, or the luchador that wins the opportunity at Ragnarok. I need you to be ready to do whatever it takes to contain your championship. So
XR has some, words. Kane with some strong words to his apprentice of Kane, and regardless of who wins, the master of the MotorCon or the luchador and Flyboy, there's going to be words, and I'm actually kind of nervous for Kane on this one. Not going to lie to you.
Oh, absolutely. But, I mean, Kane has been very adamant that he just really kind of wants the best thrown at him. He really wants to continue to just really harness, everything that's happened to him. And really just prove himself as champion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, although, I'm not going to lie, I mean, picking between Gorewheel or Flyboy as contenders is kind of opens up a whole line of problems in its own right. I mean, Kane is a very capable individual, and especially like after his training with XR, I mean, hell, said training got him that win over Dr. Grimm, and he's been kind of reveling in that. Do you think that Kane's becoming like as sentimental because of that win against Grimm? He finally got
potentially
what he wanted after all
so.
these years.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's kind of why he fell into that path in the first place, and ever since he got out from under Grimm, you could make an argument that he still hadn't gotten past that first point, so it's just, I won't say hasn't caught up emotionally, but in a similar vein as that.
Yeah. But, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, though, we got a singles match scheduled for one fall. We got the Latino bee, he fly, he beast, he sting. It's Buck Bumble going up against the sunken juggernaut Depth Charge. Not sure if that's his actual nickname, but you know what? I'm coining it here first.
And that is a hoss fight, ladies and gentlemen.
For sure. Hoss fight! And we got Buck coming in strong, just wrenching out the neck of Depth Charge here. Oh god, just picking him up and dropping him on his knees, giving him the bee's knees. Depth Charge. Oh god, corkscrew takedown. So, with this talk of the International Combat Club we're going to be seeing from Nice Ice later on, do you think, that Buck's actually going to end up joining them? Because, I know that Nice Ice has been very high on not only Buck, but, a few other members of the Warzone roster.
Potentially. I mean, Buck Bumble, he kind of... I haven't really known him to be part of factions. And he just really loves to just... represent the best of wrestling in the Nexus, because there's so much doom and gloom in the Nexus as a result of past rivalries and current rivalries. But Buck's out here just trying to do his best.
Yeah, Buck's just being Buck, and that's just amazing. I know the O-Lods were scouting him as well, but the only other team that I can think of that he was ever a part of was with Notorious CAT when they formed the tag team Bumblebee Tuna.
It's been a while since I've heard that. Yeah, and Notorious CAT has been I think hospitalized permanently by Wilson.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
We got plenty to deal with Wilson later on in the night. So I don't want to.
Plenty of confirmation though that yes, he is friends with the Outlaws. Oh, and there is the Stinger. Ouch.
Stinger onto the chest of the sunken Juggernaut, going for that cover kick out at 2. Although I will
Why
say,
has he got to sit on Death Charge? He looks so innocent, like a kid almost.
I mean, to be fair, Death Charge is has this like very like menacing aura. I mean, yeah, it kind of helps that you can't really see his face, so you can't really see like him. Kind of like make, but like he's literally all he got is like that big bulky stature. But like walking down the freaking halls, I'm not gonna lie, I have been intimidated by this man more than once. And especially like with his best of 5 series with DJ Milsner, he came off as like very serious and menacing.
Oh, I can certainly understand that. I recall hearing one of his very earlier promos, in his career, and he commented, I think it was, he was speaking from underwater, which, okay, first off, whoa, and second, I can only imagine that, again, not intended though, for once, just the literal depths, he must have been in, like,
You intended that one. I
yeah,
can
no,
hear it
like
in your
high
voice.
pressure environment. No, he was underwater though. Like I don't know if it was in a submarine or something, but yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
So
like,
he's used to just like.
recording underwater is actually not as hard as people are led to believe. It's just a very specific microphone that you kind of have to use. It's not really all that hard to do. It's just a problem of conveying what you're trying to say, especially, like, granted, Death Charge is wearing a helmet. He's fine. It's honestly not as hard as people think it is. I mean, I heard of a band that recorded songs underwater. That was actually kind of cool. Going for that cover. 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Latino B, Buck Bumble.
Viva la Reza.
That's right, Viva la Raza. You have to add like the rolled R's or else it doesn't feel right.
Unfortunately, I can't roll my R's.
And here we see Depth Charge. Looks like he's not particularly too happy with that matchup. Maybe like he made like the slightest mistake, and he knows that he could have done better. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, though, we have, before the Nexus Titan Contender match, we have the Warzone promo of the week. Now, this one was a pretty tough one to kind of pick between, much like with Flashbang. Flashbang, we had to pick between Madness and Lionel Matrixes, which, I'm not going to lie, that was tough. That was a tough one. This one was tough between frickin' Flyboy and Gorewheel. But we ultimately decided on this individual. So, ladies and gentlemen, your Warzone promo of the week, Flyboy Bell.
I'd like to start off with, while I didn't need the help, thanks is given all the same jaunt. I might stop by your establishment later to express my thanks as a patron. But let's cut right to the heart of it. Yes, I won to get into the finals, and I bet none of you know why I came after this title of all of them. See, I remember when the Nexus Titan Championship was young, back when it first debuted during the era of the Inquisition, when the worst people were rewarded for stabbing their coworkers in the back, when you could lose your amigos at any moment because of some stupid, made-up crime. The first and only time I ever tried to reach for singles gold was because there is a self-serving pendejo named Louis McDonald, who sent his own friend and partner to jail, and that wasn't enough. He sent my friend and partner to jail to get his shot at the Nexus Titan Championship held by Revenant, as he was named at the time. I stuck my nose in, and I got a shot at the title. For me, it wasn't about winning it, but spiting Louis, and I ate the pin so Revenant could retain. But now, there's nothing like that holding me back. And there's a delicious irony to it all, isn't there? While it may not be for the title itself, the one standing in my way of gold is Revenant's partner, or should I say, Big Papa Plutonium. Gorewheel. Let me tell you something right now. Don't you dare hold back on me. Ever since I came into this company, I've been on the back foot because every time I enter a match, there is always someone bigger than me. I face the biggest and the baddest. I've taken on CJR Killer, I've taken on Trashman Jones, Grizzly Adams, I even made the legendary Ogre tap out. I won't just be the Nexus Titan champion. I will be the Titan Slayer. So I'm warning you again. Come at me with everything you've got, because the moment you lit up, I will break your goddamn jaw with my knee. I will shatter your ribs with my own body. Do you know why they say I don't have fear? Because I put my body on the line every day as a luchador. So I dare you. Give me something to be afraid of.
Strong words, and we're gonna get right on into the match itself. Here's the master of the Motorcon representing the Toxic Wastelanders, Gorewheel, and the aforementioned Fly Boy Bell of the Bell Brothers. And I can guarantee you, as a guy who has to translate it for him, once Flyboy gets fired up like this, there is no stopping him. It also helps that, you know, Gorewheel is like, I don't know, 7-8 inches on Flyboy, so in height, so Flyboy's drive to attack the tallest guy in the room just goes higher. I hear a lot of talk of, yeah, a lot of people still blame Dagrick for that one, because, you know, dwarves are usually fighting guys above their weight class. Oh my god! That freaking arm drag into that knee strike. To say he's fired up is an understatement. But yeah, showing zero fear, cero miedo. Oh, got it. Head scissors. Oh! Looks like he was trying to go in for a phoenix, like some sort of like splash, but unfortunately misses. God, he is on top of Gorewheel in this match. Oh, just dragging at the arm and just cold clocks Flyboy, trying to get some more momentum back coming his way, trying to ground the high flyer, which I'm not going to lie, is a very smart move to do. You don't want a guy like Flyboy to kind of get that back kick into the corner. Monkey flip. Going to the top rope and that diving to that crossbody. Kick out at 2. Oh, going for that splash again, and he gets all of it this time. I swear to God, he's weightless. Like, I swear to, like, I am convinced that he is he has to be the quickest in the entire roster.
I really would not doubt that, in all frankness.
Dropping the knee from the middle rope. And here come the C kick straight to the skull of the of Gorewheel. Going for that, going back to the top rope. Is this going to be the La Escalera? This the Bell Salt. Looks like he's waiting for Gorewheel to get into position, but Gorewheel was playing possum the entire time. Ooh, closed fist to the frickin' mask. Dragging Flyboy to the corner. Yeet. Yeah, this is definitely swinging back into Gorewheel's wheelhouse. Oh god, dropping the leg on the Flyboy's head. See, it's like I said earlier. This is kind of what you want to do when it comes to a guy like, oh god, bell ringer, going for that cover. 1, 2, 3. Kick out at 2.5. Yeah, because the moment you let Flyboy up, a bit of a celebratory moonsault there, I guess. I don't know. I guess Flyboy was really feeling himself. But yeah, the moment you give Flyboy any kind of momentum like this, you are definitely going to be in a world of hurt because he can go from 0 to freaking 70 miles an hour in the span of like 2 seconds. Like one of those like luxury cars. Or a sports car. I don't know.
Zero to hero, just like that.
I'm giving you that one. I can't really say anything about that. That was actually really clever.
Yes. You almost got yourself earlier with Gore's wheelhouse.
Fuck!
You didn't say it, I'm just pointing it out.
Thank you. Past me for catching myself, I guess. Speaking about catching, Gore looks like he caught Flyboy into the corner and just drops him on the middle rope with that stun gun. God, winner of this match takes on Kane for the Nexus Titan Championship at Ragnarok. God. Ooh, looks like he was trying going for that chop, but fakes out into that DDT. Oh, looks like he's trying to go for that arm breaker.
God. This is what Joe was referencing earlier, ladies and gentlemen, when he mentioned that Kane would have potentially a very hard time at his title defense. Oh, God. Because look at that. Flyboy can just do that to you. And Gorby weighs like, what, 250, 300 pounds?
About 250-ish of pure muscle. Going in for that crossface onto Gorwheel. Gorwheel hanging in there. Like, this is... And just... He withstands Gorwheel being one of the toughest individuals. I mean, former tag team champion in his own right. Oh, God, breaking the arm of the Motorcon there. Just whipping Gorwheel into the corner. And then, oh, God, kicks him out into the outside. Holy
Yes! Yes!
Fucking hell! Freaking, I forgot all about that. Freaking, that moonsault off at the freaking top of the ropes there. What the?
And it's Flyboy, like Flyboy Bill has said, he will break his body in half just to do damage to you.
Zero fear indeed, and oh God, and that's just with Flyboy. I mean, Gorwheel himself is a very, oh my God, like the resilience and stubbornness of Gorwheel in any kind of contest is something to look out for, especially when he's paired with the main man. La Escalera, going for that cover and a 3 count. Ladies and gentlemen, your number 1 contender for the Nexus Titan Championship going to Ragnarok, Flyboy Bell. Looking to add another title to the illustrious Bell Dynasty. Well-deserved win, well-fought match between these two. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get a chance to go back and watch this, once it hits YouTube, you are not going to regret 1 second of it. Oh my God, it was fantastic.
Just actually and factually super heroics is what we see, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you get from the luchadors.
My God, and that's just one of the Bell brothers too. I mean, freaking Strongman.
The Strongman is his own, like he's his own beast. Like
he's a beast is a good description of it. And like let's not give Gorwheel any kind of shortchange either. I mean, my God, the viciousness that Gorwheel can bring on any given day. Unfortunately, he just caught Flyboy as Flyboy was just fired up beyond belief.
Which is very rare, because you don't really see that often with Flyboy Bell. But I do recommend if you're not familiar with them, rewatch Gorwheel's matches as well. He in the past few months he's had some very interesting singles competition matches.
Especially
back when the administration was running. He is still in legal department, though.
He is still legal, technically. And, I mean, I would also kind of like to mention that Gorwheel does have multiple showcase wins. I think he's up to about 2 or 3. It could be wrong, but I know it's at the very least 2. So, one showcase win is hard enough to get as is. A second only proves how tough and resilient you are. And, I mean, you can't really get much tougher than the Toxic Wastelanders of Gorwheel and Domain Man, the Chernobyl Chad, Big Papa Plutonium himself. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we mentioned Nice Ice earlier on in the nights. We have another recruitment, another match with hopes of recruitment coming up to you next. We have this spark plug himself, Power Surge. I'll work on that one. Going up against the Siberian cyborg himself, Nice Ice, representing the International Combat Club. No longer the Eastern Bloc Party. And ever since Nice Ice came back, he has been looking to find the best individuals with the fighting spirit to add to his group.
Absolutely. Nice Ice actually having come back to witness Cloud9 ganging up on Locke and his friend and his ally in the ICC. And I suppose after having seen the example of, in Nice Ice's own words, what a cult does to people, he just wants to set up a faction, just really show people, what the best of wrestling is across the rosters. It's still in the very early stages, so he's still looking for recruitment. And this is partially why he's going up against Power Surge, now that all the ring interference is done away with, thankfully.
Oh god, Nice Ice showing off that strength and a power slam onto the concrete there. Seriously, there is not a lot of padding on that frickin' floor. And Nice Ice goading Power Surge to get back into the ring. God. I mean, I think it's commendable for Nice Ice to kind of to not only want to bring out the best in MNW, but find I guess you could say those with the most drive to add to his number. I mean, and you can't really find, win or lose, you can't really find anybody that really has that fighting spirit more than Power Surge. I mean, the man got over Trashman Jones, Bart Ender using him for their own gain. I mean, that was like, what, a year worth of him fighting to not only prove to everyone he's not just some kid, but he's a I'm blanking on the word. That he is not only a contender, but he is one of the hottest rising talents. Oh, Power Surge with the Power Surge onto Nice Ice, but he doesn't go for the cover immediately. I will say, no joke intended, that might be a rookie mistake for him. I understand trying to get a bit more damage in, but once you hit him with something that you've practiced a million bajillion times, you definitely want to go in for that cover, even if it's just to expend energy. Ooh, nice diving, nice little moonsault there. Going for that cover. 2. Kick out at 2. Because Nice Ice is one of those individuals where if you give him an inch, he will take a mile, and that mile is throwing you across the frickin' ring.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely just all you need in certain situations. The momentum of a match can turn literally on a dime.
God, yeah. And I mean, at this point, you would think Power Surge would know this. Going for that top rope. Ooh, nice little moonsault there from the top rope. And once again, not going for that cover. Yep, he delayed just for a little bit, hesitated, going for that two, kick out at 2. See, if he would have gotten for that cover immediately, he could have had nice ice right there. Sometimes having that fighting spirit might... Oh, God, just gut check and just tosses him off of the ropes. Hence the yeeting I mentioned. And there's another case of it. Going for that cover. 2, 3. Power Surge put in a tremendous match, but towards the end made very obvious mistakes. And Nice Ice, the winner of this contest, took advantage of that in droves. But yeah, the Equalizer is feeling very good after his victory. I'm hoping that he sees this as a way to kind of give Power Surge another chance. Because, like, I understand that Power Surge probably doesn't want to be in another group anytime soon. But legitimately speaking, I think that he could actually learn from Lock-In and Nice Eyes.
It's been a very interesting time for Power Surge, but because Power Surge himself has gone out and saying, like, he has a hard time has had a hard time, like, really trusting people earnestly again after being taken advantage of so many times. But Nice Eyes has actually gone on reply saying that he doesn't want to chain him down. In fact, he wants him unchained and just to really not to hold back anymore. Which kind of is the landscape of MNW Warzone post Multivania. It really genuinely feels like anything could happen. Which holds very true for tonight as well.
For sure. I mean, not only do we have one more contender match to see who's going to face Semjax for the MNW Multiversal Championship, but we have a championship match in the penultimate match. We have a Warpgate hardcore title shot, and Suplex, like, the tradition of the Warpgate hardcore title is that the champion names their challenger. And two individuals, R. Sawyer and the Janitor, have been chomping at the bit to get at Suplex Sam to not only beat him and become the hardcore champion, but to become MNW's Grand Slam champion. The first one to win such. I know the Janitor has won the MNW title. He has won the... I want to say the Big Oof. And I know for a fact he won the Curse title and put that one to bed. Actually, no, wait, that was somebody else. I don't know. My memory is kind of crap right now. But I guess you could say in a way of ducking both of his challengers, Suplex Sam named his next contender, and that is registered Anon, the Lone Wolf. And here we have the hardcore champion himself representing VIP. It was Daverman. Thank you, Robot. Thank you, L Robot. God, that was going to bug me. And that's what it's all for, ladies and gentlemen. The Warpgate Hardcore Championship. A title soaked in blood and broken bodies. God, registered Anon and Suplex Sam are ready. And at this point,
ready to go to war. My God.
If anything about if anything from the veterans of Warzone are anything to go by, Ready for War is kind of what Anon used to be known for before taking up his role as the head of HR. Now he's just talent.
Yep, it's his, Anon's return to his, former self, or his true self, it's even been worrying Aiden's there, which should tell you enough, because that man's also been around with the company for forever.
I want to say since Lucha Underground.
I think so, right, but it would have been before MNW became, the Nexus prop.
Yes. And yeah, if Aiden's afraid of him, that should be a sign. Because that man doesn't have a lot of fears, just a lot of annoyances.
Yeah, the one thing he said was essentially, and I quote, "That's bad," when Anon said he would come back to his true self, which is the lone wolf, as he gets called very often.
For sure, but we have Suplex Sam hanging Anon out on the ropes there. Suplex Sam also, I believe, has kind of ended his appointed stipulation of never using weapons. I think that like that part of his I guess you could say trial is pretty much done at this point. And here we have Anon just relentlessly trying to get after Suplex Sam. Suplex Sam kicks him off and going in to get a sledgehammer. Oh God, just taking shots at Anon. Although it does say something like with how serious Suplex Sam is taking this, if he's going for weapon shots pretty much out the gate. I think this was like what, a couple minutes in. Oh God, that pile driver. And here we see Aussie Turan walking down to the ring. No disqualification match. This is a hardcore title match. So that means, I mean, if Aussie wanted to, he could literally hang Anon up against the ropes. Oh God, roll up. Go over that cover. Kick out at one. Like seriously, if Aussie wanted to get involved in this match, no one's stopping him. This could have been a handicap match.
True. I mean, I haven't really seen as much of a VIP, interfering matches. It's been, I think, since April for me, since I got to see that. But Aussie he's gone out and spoken very, very confidently in regards to Suplex Sam, to where he just kind of expects Suplex Sam to really hold his own. Like, he doesn't really need the rest of the faction almost, or he's just confident he's going to retain it for a while.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, like, I would have a lot of confidence in Suplex Sam as well, mostly because, like, I mean, at this current moment, he is the only member of VIP with gold around his waist. Not without lack of trying, of course.
Of course, you can also make the reverse argument that because he's the only one holding gold, Seer has a very vested interest in making sure it stays that way. Or at least that, he stays with the gold.
Because, like, so far, Suplex Sam has been the example that Aussie Turan has been mentioning of like what he wants VIP to be. Yeah, Suplex Sam kind of grandstands, and especially when it comes to the Suplex Express, but he's still very consistent and very oh hey, there's a table there. He's still very consistent, and he's still very much like, he still takes his job very seriously, and especially when it comes to his title defenses. And here we see Anon with a Singapore cane smashing that table down. Oh God, just working the freaking stomach of Suplex Sam. Oh God, just breaking the kendo stick. God, I think he hit him across the freaking chainmail. The chainmail headdress there. God, taking him up. Suplex Sam with a suplex. And just working on Anon's mask with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of panic. People were just mentioning, "Hey, fucking leave the mask alone! Don't touch it."
Yeah. No. Trust me, no, don't do that. I saw under it once. I had nightmares for like 2 years.
Oh, what the fuck?
You don't want to know. Oh God.
Yeah, I don't, and I don't know why Suplex Sam would want to know.
Insult to injury. Oh God, here's the Samplex. 1, 2, 3. 2.9. My God. God, quick knees to the gut, trying to set up Suplex Sam for the bloody end, but Suplex Sam with a suplex of his own. Oh, no, it looks like there's a second. Is this the third of the three amigos? No, he cuts him into a fisherman suplex. 1, 2, 3. It looks like Suplex Sam got the better of Ann on this day, and in quick fashion too, which probably the best for him. I mean, he's a very tough competitor. He's very, well, for lack of a better term, hardcore, but he's still trying to play it smart. And oh god, he busted up. I didn't see that. He's still trying to play it smart and trying to put away his opponent in a very efficient manner. Ossier has to be pleased with him. I'm probably pleased with him, as well as Beef is just going crazy on Anon at this point, setting him up into a Boston Crab. Just Ossier barking orders to his muscle. And here we see Janitor and Sawyer attacking VIP. Anon and Ossier are in the middle of the ring. Sam going up against the Janitor. Sawyer going up, looking like he was trying to suplex Beefling, but Beefling counters into his own suplex.
So when you were saying earlier that Sawyer and Janitor have been chomping at the bit, another aspect to that is Sawyer having pointed out, hey, you don't sincerely expect, VIP to, play fair and not mess around, because, I mean, it's still, yes, it's Suplex Sam and he's champion, but VIP will always be a factor in it, because Suplex Sam won't be leaving them anytime soon.
Oh, no, for sure.
This really just reaffirms everybody's loyalties to each other.
Much like the Conquest Bloodline, when you fight one member of VIP, you fight pretty much all of them. It is, granted, I will say VIP are a bit more honorable, quote-unquote honorable. Let's not get too terribly crazy and give them too much niceties. But when one of them at least has a match, they lately, they haven't really been getting involved in each other's matches until, some of that parts of that post-match. Hey, Travis, like I said, I'm not going to I said almost honorable. Almost. Listen, I know what I said. But still, that is, but yeah, they at least don't really get involved terribly too much in each other's matches. And, if one loses, it's oh, hey, that's a loss. Granted, Conquest Bloodline, they're a bit more cautious in that regard. And they're my teammate there is about to lose. I need to get involved. But yeah, speaking of the Conquest Bloodline, ladies and gentlemen, it's the leader of Conquest, Semjax, holds the MNW Multiversal Championship. And we have one more match, ladies and gentlemen. We got the 5-way contendership match to see who faces Semjax at Ragnarok. But coming down to the ring first, the Great Behemoth, Maximilian Thunder Thighs, and the Paragon Injustice Jake coming in second. And then third, we have Mr. Jaunt Tristram. Fourth, we got the Henshin Hero, Mega Blitz X. And unfortunately, coming in fifth, the return of the Victimizer, Wilson. And for those curious, I am fine. I have a headache, but I am fine. I think I'm over it.
Alright. It's, oh god, Joe, there's a whole lot to unpack here.
I will admit, though, when I saw Wilson come out, I had a twinge in my spine. That was it. I did not expect, you could expect Jake, but Jaunt? Yeah, I was gonna say Sean.
That really like hit me in the side.
Yeah,
just
Sean,
like when I saw that.
Sean was a surprising entry. I mean, this is still hit within his first year of MNW, and here he is in a match to contend for a world championship. I'm surprised.
Yeah, potentially a potential shot. Yes.
I'm surprised the Brass put him into this kind of position because this is a very prominent spot for someone so new.
Yeah, especially. He's been here. I double checked it. He debuted in February 26th, so he's barely been here like 7 months.
So like right after
which is
Valentine's Day.
Really astonishing. Yeah, like a little bit. yes, yeah, around that time, yes. But so the rookie, he's been around for 7 months. Still a rookie, like in all circumstances. He got in right before the road to Multiverse, and I think what helped propel him is, hounding Injustice Jake, which that's a whole can of worms, but it kind of makes sense, especially from the way that Aldini books things. He likes to make sure everybody's little feuds are rounded off, because, I mean, frankly, had Max and the Bloodline and Mega Blitz and all the Blood Money Omega Club members not been dealt with, I mean, I bet my ass, like, John and Jake would have been, like, fighting in the back if they didn't have a match tonight. Like, in all honesty.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a post on social media from Maximilian Thunder Thighs. I'll be honest, when I was first ready for this match, I was really focused. But I had a desire to immediately pick a brawl with Wilson. But I'm so sorry, give me a second here. But I had a desire to immediately pick a brawl with Wilson. Did it lead to my loss in this match? Maybe. But as well as someone worthy did pick up the opportunity. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Max. Taking Wilson out of this match is definitely one of the smartest things you could have done. Especially with Wilson's proclivity of violence and grandstanding in very sadistic ways. Don't ask.
And it also makes sense, because you also noticed Mega Blitz, even Wilson, and obviously John and Max. Everyone just also went after Jake for the most part. And I don't know why you broke up the pin there, but jeez, it looked like they were about to chokeslam Wilson, I think it was.
No, Wilson and Max were about to chokeslam Mega. But Jean saved the Henshin hero, which is
I don't know.
Kind of interesting.
He's he's fought Max in the past before, so it might be that. Although Wilson was not happy about that, obviously, so he just dropped the rookie on his head. And this is one pinfall, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, so any one of these competitors can be pinned for the win.
For sure. So, why Jean saved Mega? I think it would have been a situation of, he probably sees Mega as a kid. I'm not gonna lie, even though Mega is like, I want to say it's like late 20s, early 30s ish.
I don't know. It's like I have no idea how old John is. I heard mid-30s, but I'm not sure.
I asked him once what like how old he was, and he just looked at me, smiled, and said, "Never ask a gentleman his age." And I'm like, that. Never heard that one, but okay.
Not helpful, but okay. And it looks like Injustice Jake is just wailing on Wilson in the middle of the ring, and Mega's keeping an eye out. Apparently, Sumjax was up at the skybox. He's just with the belt, so maybe he was keeping an eye out for the vampire.
Just has like a big thing of popcorn next to him, even though he doesn't really eat food.
Yeah, I've never known Sumjax to eat or even drink, like, not even blood. Like, I mean, Conquest Bloodline, but, like, I don't see him as someone who would do that in public.
I'm just saying, like, he was taking full advantage of the Gorm-sized buckets that we had at the arena.
True.
Gorm-sized popcorn buckets, get them at your nearest concession stand. And a code red onto the Henshin Hero 2, kick out at 2.
It looks like Wilson's looking for something. Oh, and he zeroed in on Max on the outside.
Which, I'm not going to lie, I actually do appreciate everyone's ability to just like continuously kind of hammer on Wilson. Taking him out of this match is probably the best thing that you could do. I mean, I don't really mean anything against the other 4 competitors, but he is the biggest threat in this entire match.
Absolutely, both Maximilian and Jake, of course, they're the only ones. Actually, no, that's incorrect because Mega Blitz has held, I think it's the Nexus before,
He has held the Big Oof.
The Big Oof, that's what it was.
We have 3 former Big Oof champions and a former, not only Barroom Brawl Tag Team champion, but MNW World Heavyweight champion too. Well, sorry,
that is
MNW
correct.
Multiversal champion. Mega Flare on 2 shots. Going for that cover.
Middle of the ring.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, kick out of 2. See, one little bit I'd like to point out is Wilson was about to break up that pin, but Maximilian Thunder Thighs caught him at the head and just was like, it distracted Wilson from trying to interrupt that pinfall.
Yeah, Max has definitely been on bodyguard. He's been pretty much of the opinion, you gotta go through me if you're gonna mess with Mega Blitz X. Because he wants Mega Blitz to get the first shot. 2,
and
3!
Speaking of which, 1 Mega Flare and Mega Blitz X is your winner and is going to Ragnarok to face Semjax for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. So the Henshin Hero gets another shot at Semjax as well as a shot at a world title. It's actually really nice. It's actually really nice to see because, like, when I first got started in this company, Mega Blitz was like this plucky young upstart, and here he is, having probably the biggest match of his life. Not only to get some payback, but also to put a world title on his resume.
Absolutely. Granted, though, I am admittedly worried because we saw what happened to Zacko Duo. Or prior Multiversal Heavyweight Champion. I'm worried they're going to try to kill Mega regardless of the result of the match.
Oh, for sure.
Which I hope, Max, I really do hope you are ringside and you're able to do something in case they try anything. Because, I mean, it's kind of an inevitability. Semjax has no reason to get, just let the belt go that easy.
Good thing, because Maximilian Thunderthighs posted on social media he'd like to announce as an exclusive Firing Line headline. He hopes that Semjax hears this. He will not be in a match at Ragnarok, but he will be at the event to keep things even.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, straight from the great behemoth himself.
Like a guardian angel that is clattered in camo.
That's why we don't see angels. They're just in camouflage in the woods.
Oh god, now I'm just thinking about like realistic, like those like biblically accurate angels, but
oh god,
with like
so Raphael Samson.
Again. Oh, I was thinking like that, like kind of like Raphael with like those like rings with like the eyeballs in them, but like those rings are just covered in camouflage.
It's pretty funny. I would explain why we can't see them. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
That or they just all look like John Cena. Anyway, so coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got one more bit of business to get into. We have the Warzone moment of the week.
Unbloodied.
All 5 men and Mega Flare!
Mega Flare on Jaunt, nobody there.
Yep, 1, 2, Heat 2. God, I was sure that was it.
Max and Wilson might want to pay attention to what's going on in the ring. They're not going to win if they keep fighting each other.
Yeah, they're having their whatever it is outside, and meanwhile Mega Blitz X.
Mega Blitz going for the win on top. Mega Flare.
Mega Flare again. 1, 2, it's
your winner and #1 contender for the Multiversal Heavyweight Champion, Mega Blitz X.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, Mega Blitz X is going to the main event at Ragnarok to face
Mega Blitz, earning a world title shot as well as getting one more shot at Payback. That is your moment of the week. And that is Warzone all nice and recapped. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can go ahead and check out Warzone Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for MNW Warzone at twitch.tv/Dr_Caliban. So, Faye, is there anything that you would like to tell the Firing Line audience as we are winding down here?
Really quickly, just a couple of reminders for everybody. The pay-per-view for Warzone, which is on the 22nd, it is not Apocalypse, it is Ragnarok. Our confirmed matches for the Ragnarok pay-per-view on the 22nd will include, and are not limited to, Louis McDonald versus Beowulf, the legend incarnate, for the Mystery in the Bank briefcase. Sergeant Major Payne versus Ignacio Cervantes in a grudge match. High Voltage versus the All Odds for the Unified Tag Champions titles. Flyboy Bell versus Kane for the Nexus Champion title. And for our main event, Mega Blitz X versus the leader of the Conquest Bloodline, Semjax, for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship title. This weekend will be the Go Home show, so remember to tune in for that on Saturday. And remember, the Flashbang pay-per-view is actually now moved to the 30th, so it will not be on the 29th. So on the 30th, you will have your breakdown. But that's really it for announcements, so I'll pass it back over to Joe.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Firing Line for this week. For my co-host, Fei Jin, I am Jomo Joe, and we are signing out.
Hey, it's Flashbang's Tiki the Troll here to remind you to pay that toll. How, you may be asking? Ha! Easy. Just be sure to give us a like, throw down a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Then we'll be seeing you around for the, next payment.